Musk just destroyed California. SpaceX created their own city in Texas. Starbase is now official, and California is furious. 20 years of dominance? Gone. Tesla? Fled. SpaceX? Building the world's biggest rocket factory in Texas dirt. But what Musk said about California will make your jaw drop. The revenge is brutal, and it's just getting started. California officials are panicking. What happens next will change everything. Let's dive right in. Tuesday morning, May 7th, 2025. Cameron County Commissioner's Court. A room that would witness history. The gavel came down, and America's space industry would never be the same. Starbase is now officially a city, not just any city. Musk's city, his empire, his kingdom carved from Texas dirt. County Judge Eddie Trevino smiled as he congratulated the new mayor and councilman. But behind that smile, the recognition that they just handed unprecedented power to the most ambitious man on earth. Think about this for a moment. What other company in history has literally created their own jurisdiction? This isn't corporate expansion. This is nation building. And California just realized they lost the war. But how did we get here? The story starts with betrayal, revenge, and one man's refusal to bow down. Picture SpaceX in 2002, a startup in Hawthorne, California. Young engineers working 80-hour weeks, dreaming of Mars while surviving on pizza and pure ambition. For over 2 decades, California was the undisputed aerospace champion. The Hawthorne headquarters buzzed like a steel forge, where brilliant minds forged the boldest space empire in history. SpaceX grew from 12 employees to 12,000. Tesla revolutionized electric vehicles. The Boring Company promised to reshape transportation. California politicians took credit. "Look what our innovation ecosystem created," they boasted. Then they made the biggest mistake in political history. They tried to control Elon Musk. March 2020. COVID hits America like a sledgehammer. Alameda County officials ordered Tesla's Fremont factory closed. Public safety, they claimed. Temporary measures. But Musk saw something else. Government overreach. Bureaucrats crushing the dreams his workers had built with their own hands. His response shocked the world. May 11th, 2020. Tesla's factory roared back to life. Musk dared officials to arrest him. "I will be on the production line with everyone else," he tweeted. "If anyone is arrested, I ask that it only be me." This wasn't about money. This was about principle. The moment that would define everything that followed. California's response, threats, fines, legal action, Musk's countermove, pure genius wrapped in devastating revenge. December 1st, 2020, a tweet that shattered California's confidence. Tesla will now move its HQ and future programs to Texas, Nevada immediately. Wait, did he just threaten to leave? California politicians laughed. "He's bluffing," they whispered in back rooms. Where else can he find our talent? Our infrastructure? Our ecosystem? They were about to find out. October 2021, Tesla headquarters officially relocated from Palo Alto to Austin, Texas. Not a threat, a promise kept. The tech world gasped. The impossible had happened. But this was just the beginning of California's nightmare. The Boring Company fled California for Texas. Not just one company, not just one billionaire. An entire ecosystem shifting eastward. Oracle, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, companies worth hundreds of billions following Musk's blueprint. The numbers tell a brutal story. Texas gained 310,000 new residents in 2021 alone. California lost population for the first time in recorded history. But here's what California officials kept secret from the public. 13.3% top marginal income tax in California. 0 in Texas. For Musk, that's not just savings. That's generational wealth preservation. Billions kept instead of surrendered to Sacramento bureaucrats. Environmental permits in California? Years of delays. In Texas? Months. Regulatory approval in California? Endless committees and hearings. In Texas? Business-friendly fast-tracking. But the real kicker? the cultural shift that nobody saw coming. During the pandemic, Musk positioned himself as a champion of business freedom against government tyranny. His defiance resonated with millions of Americans frustrated by lockdown restrictions. California painted him as a villain, prioritizing profits over public health. Texas welcomed him as a hero fighting for economic liberty. The narrative war was over before California realized they were fighting. South Texas, 2019. Barren land stretching to the Gulf of Mexico. Nothing but dirt, dreams, and Musk's impossible vision. Today, Starbase, the largest rocket manufacturing hub on Earth. Gigafactory Texas creating thousands of jobs. Property values in Austin exploding overnight. The state's tech scene rivaling Silicon Valley. Texas is the maker state, Musk tweeted. The data proves him right, but here's the twist that changes everything. Behind closed doors, California officials are panicking. Tesla's Fremont factory still operates in California. SpaceX still launches from Vandenberg. These aren't just business operations. They're lifelines California desperately clings to. Governor Gavin Newsom's team launched a quiet campaign to win back lost companies. Tax incentives, regulatory reform promises. Anything to stop the bleeding. Critics argue Musk conveniently forgets California's contributions. Billions in subsidies that launched Tesla, access to world-class universities, the network effects that only Silicon Valley could provide. Was Musk ungrateful or just playing the long game? The answer reveals his true masterpiece. February 2021. Texas's power grid failed catastrophically. Millions without electricity for days. SpaceX facilities went dark. California politicians smirked. See? Texas can't handle real industry. But Musk didn't retreat. He doubled down. Why? Because this was never about perfect conditions. It was about control. In California, Musk was one player among many tech giants. Regulations applied equally. Politicians treated him like any other businessman. In Texas, he's the main character. The economic engine. The job creator politicians court instead of control. Starbase becoming a city isn't just symbolic, it's strategic genius. Local jurisdiction means SpaceX influences zoning laws, environmental reviews, launch schedules. Everything that California bureaucrats use to delay and deny. Here's what California refuses to acknowledge. Florida handles Falcon 9 missions, up to 100 launches annually, established, reliable, predictable. But Starship, the rocket that will carry humans to Mars, that stays in Texas, in Musk's city, under his control. California birthed the aerospace industry, then lost its future to a patch of Texas dirt and one man's refusal to compromise. The irony is devastating. The state that created SpaceX will watch Mars colonization launch from somewhere else. The ripple effects cascade through every sector. Aerospace talent follows the jobs eastward. Investment capital chases opportunities in business-friendly states. Innovation hubs shift from West Coast to Southwest. Young engineers graduating from MIT and Stanford now consider Austin before San Francisco. The talent pipeline that fed California's dominance is redirecting. Meanwhile, Texas leverages every advantage. Pro-business policies, conservative government that courts rather than confronts industry leaders. Regulatory flexibility that prioritizes innovation over red tape. But this goes deeper than economics or politics. This is about American identity. Musk's story resonates because it embodies the American dream. The entrepreneur who builds something from nothing, fights government interference, and succeeds through sheer determination. California represents the old guard, established power structures, bureaucratic processes, progressive politics that prioritize regulation over innovation. Texas represents the new frontier. Wide open spaces, minimal interference, conservative values that celebrate business success. The battle between Musk and California became a proxy war for America's future direction. But critical questions remain unanswered. Can Texas infrastructure handle the demands of massive tech expansion? The 2021 power crisis exposed vulnerabilities that haven't disappeared. Will Texas's conservative political climate support space exploration's international collaborations? Mars missions require global partnerships that might conflict with isolationist tendencies. Most importantly, what happens when other tech titans follow Musk's playbook? Jeff Bezos with Blue Origin, Tim Cook with Apple, Mark Zuckerberg with Meta. If they all demand Texas-style treatment, can any state provide it? California officials now face their worst nightmare: irrelevance. The state that pioneered aerospace, birthed Silicon Valley, and created the modern tech industry is watching its crown jewels relocate to places that want them more. Their response reveals desperation masked as defiance. New programs to retain businesses, promises of regulatory reform, marketing campaigns highlighting California's advantages. But the damage runs deeper than policy. It's psychological. For decades, California assumed its dominance was permanent. The weather, the talent, the ecosystem made them irreplaceable. Musk proved them wrong, and every other state is taking notes. This isn't just about SpaceX or Tesla. It's about power, political power, economic power, the power to shape America's future. Musk didn't just move his companies. He moved the center of gravity, from West Coast to Southwest, from progressive to conservative, from regulation to innovation. Other states are copying the Texas model. Florida courts aerospace companies. Arizona attracts semiconductor manufacturers. Nevada welcomes tech startups. The monopoly's broken. The competition has begun. And California? They're still trying to figure out what hit them. The space industry realignment is just the beginning, a preview of the economic earthquake reshaping America's competitive landscape. Musk's victory in Texas isn't just business success. It's proof that in America, no monopoly lasts forever. No state stays on top without earning it every single day. California forgot that lesson. Now they're paying the price as they watch the future launch from someone else's launch pad. So here's what really happened. Musk didn't just move companies, he moved the future. California thought they were irreplaceable. Texas proved them wrong. And now every state in America is rewriting their playbook. But this story isn't over. It's just beginning. Because while we've been focused on SpaceX and Tesla, Musk's been building something much bigger, a blueprint for how visionaries can reshape entire industries when governments try to control them. The question isn't whether other tech giants will follow Musk to Texas. The question is, which state will be bold enough to court the next revolutionary? And speaking of revolutionaries, Jeff Bezos just made a move that has Musk scrambling. Blue Origin's latest announcement changes everything we thought we knew about the space race. But that's a story for another day. What do you think? Was Musk right to abandon California? Or did he bite the hand that fed him? The comment section is about to get spicy. Let me know where you stand. And if you're as fascinated by the future of space as we are, there's so much more coming your way here at Space Core. The universe is vast, the stories are endless, and we're just getting started. Dragon just destroyed Dreamchaser without even trying. While everyone's drooling over Dreamchaser's sleek runway landings, SpaceX's boring capsule quietly racked up 62 astronauts safely home. Dreamchaser, still sitting on the ground. 0 flights. But here's the plot twist that'll blow your mind. Dragon's got a hidden superpower nobody talks about. When all 4 parachutes fail, boom! Emergency thrusters fire at the last second, saving the crew. Dreamchaser can't do that. It just glides and prays nothing goes wrong. 137 days from ocean splash to space again. That's Dragon's record. Meanwhile, Boeing's fancy Starliner left 2 astronauts stranded for 8 months while Dragon had to play hero. Again, the question burning up the internet: how did Elon's old-school method embarrass billion-dollar cutting-edge tech? Let's dive right in. So why did SpaceX choose splashing into the ocean when everyone else is racing toward fancy runway landings? The answer reveals a chess move that nobody saw coming. Picture this. You're returning from space with delicate scientific samples worth millions. Every vibration, every hard bump could destroy months of research. NASA discovered something shocking. Water actually cushions better than concrete. Those ocean splashdowns? They're gentler on cargo than any runway landing Dreamchaser promises. But here's where it gets interesting. SpaceX didn't just copy Apollo's ocean strategy. They weaponized it. While Dreamchaser needs perfect weather and a 10,000-foot runway, Dragon can splash down anywhere off California or Florida. Weather's bad? No problem. Runway's damaged? Dragon doesn't care. The numbers tell a brutal story. 32 successful cargo missions, 3,500 kilograms up, 2,000 kilograms down. Dreamchaser's record? Still a big fat zero. But wait, there's something darker lurking beneath this success story. Even Elon Musk admitted it. Parachutes look easy, but they are definitely not easy. We've had so many engineers